sweet version, which we call as kesari bath. It's a sweet dessert which also takes very little time to make, and the main ingredients, of course, are very few. Basically, we add the raisins, cashews, and of course this the famous saffron. And you don't need too much of it. Of course, it's one of the most exotic and expensive spices in our Indian cuisine that we use for all types of desserts, but just a small pinch goes a long way. And for this, the cream of wheat, also what I did was, this is a little thicker variety. So when I dry roasted, I put it in a small mini food processor and made it a little bit more finer. This is for the sweet. And then of course, for 1 cup of cream of wheat, you use 1 cup of sugar. And also we use the clarified butter, which is the Indian ghee. I have used about half a cup. Of course, more the ghee, it tastes just great. But of course, you have to watch out the calories too. So I don't use too much butter in any of the sweets. Just as little as possible, and to make it tastier, that's about it. And then for that, for the sweet, I'm going to show you, of course, how to do it. But what we do is, we can add 2 cups of water for this sweet, or if you want to make it a little bit more richer, you can do 1 cup of milk and 1 cup of water. And what you do is, you bring it to a boil, which I'm going to do right now. And then we are going to saute the raisins and the cashews in the little clarified butter. Okay. The first step is to add the butter. This is the Indian butter. What we do is, we bring in the sweet butter, unsalted, and then bring it to a boil. And then when you let it cool, the top layer is the one, what we call it as clarified butter. And you can add the raisins and then the cashews. What happens is, when the butter gets hot enough, the raisins start to plump. See, when the ghee gets hot, the raisins swell up like this. That means it's all done, and I can add, and also the cashews get a little darker shade too. At this point, you add the water and the milk mixture, which has come to a boil. And again, the same thing is, for every cup of cream of wheat, it takes about 2 cups of liquids. And to this, we are going to add 1 cup of sugar, maybe a little bit less. And then, of course, now that it's come to a boil, just the way it was boiling for the savory dish, same thing with this also. You bring this milk to a boil, and then let the sugar melt a little bit. This also, you can make it maybe 2 days in advance, and then when the company is here, you take it out of the fridge, heat it up in the microwave, and you can serve it. You will never know that the dish was done 2 days in advance. It tastes great and stays good in the fridge for about 2 to 4 days, as a matter of fact. So once the sugar is all completely melted, once the milk comes to the boil like this, I'm going to add the cream of wheat, and again keep stirring in a circular motion. And when the water is all absorbed, when the liquids are completely absorbed, that's when you know the dish is all ready to eat. And what happens is the cream of wheat gets thickened and it absorbs in the process all the liquids. And it's a tasty one too, so I hope and then at this point you have to lower the flame a little bit. And then stir it, and when it's all cooked, it comes off the sides, and what you do is you add a little bit more butter, and of course, as I said, more the butter, the tastier the dish, and of course it adds calories too. Takes just about 5 minutes to get this dessert ready. Okay, the sweet, the kesri bath, which is made out of cream of wheat and sugar and butter, or the Indian ghee. When it is done, this is the way it looks. And what we normally do is we always plate it like this. Let me turn the stove off here. I don't want it to be burnt. And then this is the way the sweet looks. And